Coming up on News 3 at 10, the latest on flooding in Madison and what tomorrow's forecast could mean for the city. And Madison police are investigating the city's third homicide this year. We have the latest.
This is News 3 at 10.
Good evening and thanks for watching News 3 at 10. I'm Amanda Quintana. We'll get to those stories in a moment, but first we want to report some sad news out of Arizona this evening. Republican Senator and Vietnam War hero John McCain has died. CBS's Chris Martinez has more.
His straight-talking style won Senator John McCain respect, even if people didn't agree with his politics. His war experience helped him win the 2008 Republican presidential nomination and President Bush's blessing.
John showed incredible courage, and strength of character, and perseverance in order to get to this moment. And that's exactly what we need in a president.
That strength of character was shaped by military service and adversity. McCain's father and grandfather were both admirals, and young John followed them into the service. But as a Navy fighter pilot in 1967, McCain crashed and was captured by the North Vietnamese. During 5 years of captivity, the Viet Cong tortured McCain's body, but they never broke his spirit.
I'm sure that I will get well.
McCain later brought that same fighting spirit to politics. His independence often angered members of his own party.
Boy, that's outrageous.
In Congress, McCain worked to strengthen the military, rein in government spending, and reform campaign finance.
Don't tell me what we can't do. Don't tell me we can't make our country stronger and the world safer. We can. We must.
After losing the 2008 presidential election to Barack Obama, McCain faced a difficult primary challenge for his Senate seat in 2010, but he persevered and won.
I intend to go back to Washington, and I intend to get to work.
McCain was married twice and had 7 children. His second wife, Cindy, a philanthropist, was often by her husband's side during his campaign appearances and his battles with cancer. He was first diagnosed with melanoma in 1993. Then in July 2017, doctors found a brain tumor. He made a triumphant return to the Senate and cast a deciding vote on health care. McCain's dedication to family and country and his courage of conviction won him admiration worldwide. To his many fans, John McCain was and always will be a real American hero. Chris Martinez, CBS News.
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson responded to Senator McCain's death tonight, saying, quote, John was a true American hero. He will be missed. Speaker of the House and Janesville native Paul Ryan also responding tonight, saying, quote, our hearts are with John's wife, Cindy, his children, and his grandchildren. Our Congress, our country mourn with them. And finally, former Democratic Wisconsin Senator Russ Feingold is also responding. Feingold worked closely with Senator McCain during his time in the Senate, and he tonight says, quote, like so many others, I will greatly miss my friend, Senator John McCain. We will all be poorer without his leadership. In continuing coverage tonight, it's a race against the clock as hundreds across the Madison metro area await more flooding. The city of Madison plans to reduce the amount of water released from the Tenney Lock starting this evening, which should help stabilize the lakes. However, city engineers warn we are still not out of the woods. With more rain in the forecast, officials are preparing for the worst. This is an updated look at the city of Madison's flood map if Lake Monona were to reach 850 feet. It's only about a foot away from that level right now. Areas in that purple zone that you see there should prepare for water in basements and streets becoming impassable. People are pushing hard and fast to prevent even more of a disaster. 40 National Guardsmen volunteered their time today to help out across Madison and Monona communities. Most of them are a part of. One by one, volunteers of all ages were working to fill bags with sand, which are then transferred to area flood zones and placed into position. Governor Walker also helped out this morning. Volunteer Marty Schultz, who drove in from McFarland to assist family and friends in the area, he says he's impressed with all of the people coming forward to help out in a desperate time.
They're going through a tough time, so I thought I could be of use to help them out. It's great seeing people come out and help others when they need it.
Democratic gubernatorial candidate Tony Evers also toured flooding damage today. He helped volunteers fill sandbags in Monona and met with other volunteers. If you'd like to find out more information about how you can help fill sandbags, you can go to our website, channel3000.com. Hundreds of volunteers gathered in Mazo today to assist in a recovery operation for the buildings damaged in Monday's historic flooding. City officials organized the operation. 18 garbage trucks came to haul away debris and waste from the flooding. Over 200 volunteers from around southern Wisconsin joined the community to canvass the town. Sun Prairie Fire sent a unit to assist Mazo as their fire department facilitated the efforts. According to officials, the recovery efforts' purpose was clear.
Try and ease some of that pain and help the first steps of moving forward. So it's unbelievable to witness such a heartfelt and collaborative effort.
Over 25 garbage trucks full of debris were collected. All right, let's turn it over to Dave Caulfield with your first alert forecast. A lot of things you're looking out for.
Yeah, not only the heavy rain threat for tomorrow, but some severe weather and also some very high heat index values, making it feel like the upper 90s tomorrow afternoon for some of us. Right now, though, not feeling that heat or threat of severe weather just yet. Downtown Madison and the Edgewater Skycam, some patchy dense fog is possible overnight. Temperatures dipping into the upper 60s, humidity at 96%. That dew point right close to that temperature. So don't be surprised if we see some areas of patchy dense fog by early Sunday morning. Temperatures are in the upper 60s and low to mid 70s across southern Wisconsin. Dew points are pretty high. We really felt that sting of the humidity today, and it could be even worse tomorrow. And once we get high humidity and storm chances, that could lead to some heavy rain. So we're watching that very closely. Very low visibility in Black River Falls and Camp Douglas, and visibility's starting to come down in Boscobel, Lone Rock, and in Madison at 8 miles right now. Day planner for tomorrow, starting off with some fog, then temperatures in the low to mid 80s for highs tomorrow. It could feel like the mid to upper 90s with a chance of some showers and thunderstorms. We'll take a look at your severe threats and go over updated possible rain totals in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Dave. It's not just residents and businesses that are feeling the effects of the flooding, so are Wisconsin farmers. Near the Sugar River in Belleville, Wisconsin, flooding passed through fields of crops. Farmers say when crops like peas come in contact with river water, they're unusable. They say it's the worst flooding they've ever seen in the area and that the damage is more than a short-term issue.
Once it leaves the field and the field dries out enough that we can get back in there with equipment, that's the first obstacle. Second obstacle is any weeds that were brought in, and we'll be dealing with that years down the road.
Brown says crop insurance will protect farmers from facing too hard of a financial burden because of the rain, but says prices and supplies at farmers markets will see the impact of the floods. News 3 will continue to spend time in the communities affected by this week's flood. We will have an update on conditions in Madison and the surrounding areas, and as always on channel3000.com. You can stay safe and informed with News 3 as our county continues to deal with the flooding. You can find our First Alert weather and traffic app in your phone's app store. Madison police are searching for a suspect after finding a body this morning on the city's west side. Adam Duxter has those details.
Just before 7 o'clock this morning, Madison first responders got a call from the city's west side after a person driving by spotted a body laying in the grass.
MFD, Station 7, responded immediately, but upon arrival, it was their assessment that no life-saving measures could be conducted at that time.
Police say the victim was a 23-year-old African-American man. Officials are waiting to release his identity, but say he was shot multiple times. Police also saying today it's difficult to pinpoint the time this happened because there were no calls for shots fired in the area during the night. Today, neighbors in the area voicing their frustrations.
Let's just say I'm exhausted, I'm sad, I'm angry.
Police are still actively looking for the shooter or shooters, but are firm in saying this was a targeted shooting.
This is by no means a random act of violence. This individual, the deceased, obviously would have known or have had some nexus to those individual or individuals that caused his death.
This becomes the third homicide in the city of Madison in 2018, down from 11 at this time last year. Today, the people living in the neighborhood urging for violence to end.
I want to continue to ask Madison, let's just do better.
Officials are still looking for a suspect in this shooting. They ask anyone with information to contact Madison Police or Madison Area Crime Stoppers. That number is 608-266-6014. Madison police are also investigating a downtown shooting near the Overture Center and the library. Officers say around 9:30 last night near the 300 block of West Mifflin Street, a 22-year-old man was shot in the leg. People at the scene reported seeing a black four-door car leaving the scene after the shooting. Police say they are still working to find a suspect. A major story on campus this evening. Beloved University of Wisconsin band director Michael LeCrone is announcing his retirement. The 82-year-old says he will be stepping down at the end of this year, marking 50 years in that position. LeCrone says he has not decided on future plans yet, and he made the decision to retire a couple of weeks ago, but didn't want to make a public announcement until he could meet with his students. In a statement this afternoon, UW-Madison Chancellor Rebecca Blank said, quote, "We are immensely grateful to Mike for the joy he's brought to generations of Badgers on the football field and in the concert hall." Coming up on News 3 at 10, want your dishwasher to last longer? Consumer Reports has the one simple DIY step for cleaner dishes and a better performing machine. Welcome back. Consumer Reports expert testing helps you find the best performing dishwashers, but you also want that dishwasher to last for many years. Now, Consumer Reports experts reveal the secrets to getting sparkling clean dishes for years to come. News 3's Keely Arthur explains.
Consumer Reports tough tests reveal the top performing dishwashers, but you also want a dishwasher to last.
There are many factors that can affect the life of your dishwasher, but there's also a lot of things you can do to keep them running longer. The good news is these things are really easy to do, and I'm going to show you how.
First, only put items in the dishwasher that are supposed to go in the dishwasher.
You might think it's simple and want to put that glass jar with the label on into your dishwasher to clean, but the label can come off and either clog the filter or jam the pump.
Be sure to only load dishwasher-safe plastics on the top rack.
Some plastic pieces can melt and break off, and that can clog your filter.
Keep strong chemicals like bleach and degreasing agents out of the dishwasher too, and show your dishwasher some TLC with regular cleanings.
If you have a manual filter on your dishwasher, you should regularly take it out and rinse out any food or debris caught in it. You can also wipe down the space between the door and the gasket.
Another tip, skip the partial loads and fill the dishwasher completely before you run it.
You should run full loads because this cuts down on the number of cycles a dishwasher has to run. Dishwashers have mechanical parts, and the more that you run the dishwasher, the faster those parts wear out.
Finally, a performance tip that might sound weird and counterintuitive, but stop rinsing your dishes. Just scrape.
Today's dishwashers have soil sensors. If you load your dishes and there's no detectable soil or debris, your dishwasher might set itself to a lighter setting and it won't wash your dishes as well.
Keely Arthur, WISC News 3.
If a lasting dishwasher is a top priority, Consumer Reports' latest survey asked CR members about the nearly 75,000 dishwashers they've purchased in the last decade. Bosch and Thermador received the highest ratings for reliability and owner satisfaction. Some of Dane County's furry friends were enjoying today's beautiful weather. The second annual Barks for Parks brought dogs to the Wisconsin Brewing Company in Verona. It's a fundraiser to keep up dog parks in Dane County. The county raised over $7,000 last year to build an area for the dog park at Capitol Springs. Organizers say residents in Dane County have passion for their dog parks.
It's tremendous to see all of these people turning up and wanting to do great things for our dog parks.
Dane County was one of the first counties in the country to develop dog parks. Middleton's Good Neighbor Festival continues today, celebrating the area's nonprofits in a time when it's clear how important they can be. The festival includes rides, food, and a craft market. Proceeds from the festival go towards causes ranging from Boy Scouts to the Lions Club. And with historic flooding affecting parts of the city just days ago, organizers say coming together can be a time of healing.
Generally, you know, the vibe is really good. Everyone's out here celebrating like normal, but I think we have an extra layer of community this year as opposed to some of the others. So, it's time for people to put down the shop vac and come out here and kind of commiserate with their neighbors.
The festival will celebrate its final day tomorrow, but we're looking at some chances for rain, a lot of chances for things tomorrow.
A lot going on for tomorrow. The weather was definitely a good neighbor today with that sunshine and warmer temperatures, but not so much on Sunday. An alert day in the forecast for Sunday for three things. One that is not on there because I ran out of space on the graphic, believe it or not, is that we have a chance of seeing heat index values in the mid to upper 90s by tomorrow afternoon. Could feel like the triple digits in some spots. Then we have a risk of strong to severe thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, and heavy rain is possible in those storms and additional showers and thunderstorms overnight. The Midwest view of our Doppler track showing thunderstorms to the east, some thunderstorms to the north and west, but nothing across southern Wisconsin just yet. That's part of the plan. We have to wait until tomorrow afternoon to get the initiation of those thunderstorms to come into southern Wisconsin. But we do have a risk of severe weather, a slight risk by the Storm Prediction Center. In fact, that's level 2 of 5. Really lots to look out for in terms of severe weather. Scattered thunderstorms starting right about the mid-afternoon into the early evening hours. Locally heavy rain possible, and that's the last thing that southern Wisconsin needs. Some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, hail of 1 inch plus in diameter, and maybe even an isolated tornado not out of the question, especially early on in these thunderstorms development. Downtown Madison, not seeing any storms tonight. Maybe some patchy fog, though, with high humidity with us. Temperatures today, 84 For the high in Madison, 79 is the normal, so about 5 degrees above normal for this time of year. Down into the upper 60s in Madison, still in the lower 70s in Janesville. 76, one of the warmer spots in Monroe right now. Dew points in the upper 60s and lower 70s, and once you get the temperature and dew point close to one another, definitely a chance of some patchy dense fog overnight. And we actually are quite a bit more humid compared to this time yesterday, about 5 to 10 degrees for some portions of southern Wisconsin. So future track heat index, I put this at 430 tomorrow. It could feel like 102 in Lone Rock, 100 in Mineral Point, and 103 in Janesville. That's step one in this threat process. Step two is getting through the possible severe weather. Once you get this much humidity in the air, folks, it really won't take much for the atmosphere to cause those thunderstorms to form. This is a new model run just in from the RPM model that we use, our in-house model. Still showing a lot of that rain just to the north of Dane County, which would be great, but there still is some uncertainty when it comes to where this rain will exactly fall and how much will fall. So far, pretty consistently, the models have been saying closer to Watoma and into central Wisconsin will bear the brunt of these showers and thunderstorms, but there is a chance of maybe 1 to upwards of 2 inches of rain for southern Wisconsin. 66 tonight with some patchy fog. Tomorrow, we're talking about 85 degrees, but it will feel like the mid to upper 90s at times with scattered showers and thunderstorms. Your 7-day forecast showing those temperatures in the 80s Monday and Tuesday with more chances for showers and storms, but we are drying out and cooling down by the time we get to Wednesday and Thursday. Definitely a marathon over the next couple of days when it comes to rain chances. Hopefully we can continue to dodge those drops.
And we definitely don't need any of them.
Absolutely.
No. Thank you so much, Dave. The roller coaster ride continues for the Brewers. Those highlights coming up next in sports.
Well, the Pirates and Brewers probably a bit on the tired side today, given their more than 5-hour, 15-inning game last night. To the third inning today against the Pirates, Christian Yelich with a solo shot out to center field, but that was the Brewers' only offense and only run of the day. After that, Jhoulys Chacín giving up 3 runs on 8 hits in his 6 innings of work. The Brewers lose 9-1, the final score. Cubs played extras against the Reds yesterday as well, but not today. They're back at Wrigley. Bottom of the 4th inning, tie game. Kyle Schwarber hitting his 23rd home run of the season. It's a 2-run shot to make it 5-3 Cubs. And the bullpen, well, they're excited. They're jacked up. They're celebrating with the limbo. 5th inning now, Javi Baez. He's been on fire as of late as well. His 28th home run, 6-2 Chicago. Cubs beat the Reds 10-6. The Badgers volleyball team aiming for 2 wins at the Big Ten ACC Challenge today. Today facing Florida State in Minneapolis. 9th-ranked Wisconsin lost the first set by 2 and then won 3 straight after that. Madison Duello leading the team with 15 kills. Grace Loberg with 15 digs. The Badgers back in action in a week, hosting Texas at the Fieldhouse for the Hotel Red Invitational. A little Prep Mania Saturday edition thanks to some wet weather yesterday. Crosstown rivalry between Madison West and Madison East today. Leisure Stadium pretty dry comparatively speaking to Breese-Stevens, which was the original site of the game. Madison West coming out ready to play. William Gutnecht faking the handoff there, running it in for their first touchdown. 7-0 Regents. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Apoku Apo getting the toss at the 20. Then he runs it to the right corner for another touchdown. 14-0 West now. But East kept fighting after halftime. Third quarter here, Phil Rowe throwing it all the way to the end zone, and Dakari Clay catches it for their first score. But Madison West bringing just a little more heat today. They win 32-13. Well, if you stayed up to watch last night's Packers-Raiders game, you may be a glutton for punishment because, well, it wasn't exactly the most exciting of games, but it's preseason, so let's get these types of games out of the way now, right? Green Bay losing 13-6 in a matchup that featured 1 touchdown with 5 minutes left in the game. First-round draft pick Jair Alexander. He got a pick off of Connor Cook in the game. Now, the rookie getting into the swing of things this preseason and out to prove that he can play with the ones.
Just kind of put a staple on what I already been working to get to. You know, I mean, this is something I've seen happening. So I mean, it's not new, but you know, like I said, it lets me know that I can play with these guys out here.
Other NFL action today: Bears hosting the Chiefs earlier in the day. First half, Patrick Mahomes. That pass to Kareem Hunt for the 19-yard play for the touchdown to tie the game up at 7. Pretty good day for Mahomes, throwing for 196 yards. But the Bears, Chase Daniel to Kevin White, going to his left there, 29-yard score. Daniel completing 15 of 18 for 198 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Bears win 27-20, and the countdown is on for college football as well. 4 games today, but obviously the one that matters to us, the Badgers kick off against Western Kentucky this Friday.
Woohoo, I know you're really excited for that.
I'm very excited.
All right, we'll be right back. Many different things to watch out for tomorrow.
Yeah, the heavy rain threat is the one that we're keeping a close eye on. Still only about a half an inch to an inch of rain being forecast by these models, but that's a half an inch to an inch of rain that we really don't need. A lot of that heavy rain, at least for now, seems to be staying in central Wisconsin, but we'll keep a close eye on it. Some severe weather possible tomorrow as well.
All right, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.